Tenafly Dental Associates. I am Joe Fucarino. This is Therapy Without a Degree. I think this is episode 291.
Wow.
Something like that. Yeah, we're almost in the 300s.
Because you're the best, Joe.
Thank you. But this is different, and I am loving it. I am loving the energy, right? We are at Tenafly Dental Associates. We are here with Dr. G. Can we get a round of applause, too, from the audience? We have an audience member here.
Thank you.
This is super cool. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And then we have Jen in the building.
Hey.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm here. I love being here, so you got me.
Yes. Right? And it's a Sunday, so you guys are dedicated.
That's for sure. Day of the Lord, guys.
So
people with wrinkles on Sundays.
Simone, don't tell me you don't have a microphone. I will get you a microphone over here real soon.
You might have to jump in midway, Simone.
Yeah.
You might have to show some of your energy.
But so how long, Dr. G, how long have we been here?
In the practice or?
Well, in Tenafly.
In Tenafly, this practice has been around for about 30 years. And I took over the practice about 6-7 years ago. And we've been growing the practice ever since, so much so that we're actually opening up a second location in Oradell in about a few weeks, actually. So we're really pumped about that.
Yeah, I think actually when the full episode is out, we're gonna have clips beforehand. But when this full episode goes out, you guys will be open.
Yes.
So you're open now.
Yeah, basically. We're really excited.
So since you've been here, what has been like that journey of, I guess, for you? Like, can you tell us a little bit about that journey from more like when you started to now?
It's a serious journey.
Yeah. When I started off, I was a lot younger. And I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And it was a very small staff. But slowly, as the practice built and as our practice built and there's patients coming in, we've been growing more and more, and our staff has been growing as well. And it's been a stressful but fun ride.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, how have you guys connected? How is Jen? Like, how are you here? When did you start working here?
This is like a whirlwind of a relationship, Joe. I could tell you that it started in COVID. Actually, a funny story, a funny point for people is Dr. Gamza didn't want to hire me. He actually was like doing that strong Persian thing, like, yo, you're gonna start when I want you to start. And I was like, I'm Italian, so I'm like, hey, buddy, this isn't going to work. We're going to go our separate ways. But what happened is somehow when I'm a hygienist, I'm a registered dental hygienist, and he did circle back to me. And yeah, I wouldn't leave, actually. I was like kind of like stalking them. No, I'm joking. It was around the month of July, and he could, no other fits were coming in. And then in August, he circled back to me and, he gave me a run and he let me try it out. And I started doing hygiene, and it was like, honestly, it was instantaneous success, because our personalities together we just complement each other's work style, and we really know how to, both of our first concern is always the patient. And that's what makes us like so strong together, because we always make sure the patient's comfortable, and we're both on the same page with that. And not all dentists put the patient's needs first, but Dr. Gamza does.
100%.
And then
I think also we're both very genuine, and I think that patients feel that, and that's why they keep coming back.
That's true. He's a little less chatty than me, but we're working on it. We're getting on the scale of talking more.
I mean, this is a big step. This
is like,
what?
I mean, I feel like what's next? Like, I mean, we
Talk
might.
show.
I know exactly. I mean, him and I might be on CBS next week. I'm not sure.
You never know.
But
Right?
yeah, like, but the thing is that I only worked for him for 2 days a week, and then because we care so much and we were collaborating and innovating ideas and hitting the floor running, and before we knew it, it was 4 days a week and more hygiene and
You also
more
opened up a
people.
second. We opened up a fourth space here.
Yeah,
Remember
he
that?
did that.
Yeah.
We only had 3 rooms, then he had a 4th, then that got capped out. And then it became a point where he said, maybe we should kind of like remodel our business decision and pull you out of hygiene because, you have so much more as a PR person to offer to the public of making them feel comfortable. Because
Yeah.
I would say our biggest hurdle in the dental field is everyone's scared.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody wants to come to us because not because it's us, it's just they need that trust. And I feel like once you establish trust initially, the rest of the visit's kind of easy.
100%.
So,
I when you guys say genuine care, like I've felt that from the second I've came in, even from before I came in, from the social, you just feel that energy. For you guys, where do you feel like, obviously that's I could tell that's just in you guys and who you guys are beyond these, walls and, who you guys are on a day to day, even with your families.
Yeah.
But from the industry perspective, why do you feel that's so important to actually have that genuine care? Is there anything that you've seen from the outside that you're like, they're not maybe doing it specific ways? So, Dr. G, how would you say you go about that?
So a lot of patients, I feel when they first come in, they're skeptical. They think that, a lot of medical or dental offices try to take advantage of them, try to upsell them on things. And really, when they come into my office, I'm very honest, and all my approaches are very ethical. And I just tell the patient as it is. Either you can do this or you can do that. I'm very straightforward, very honest. And I think patients feel that, and that's why they keep coming back.
well,
So,
also I don't feel genuinely from my heart. He's not driven by the money aspect, which is a lot of dental practices. He's driven by the care of the patient and what's going to make their life better.
Yeah.
And when he actually gets upset if he feels that someone doesn't understand that the care is going to benefit the quality of their life. He really cares. And I've worked for other dentists, and I've been a hygienist for 18, 20 years, and I can never honestly say that every patient gets the same exact treatment, and we make the same exact time. And even if they're nervous, we'll even pull them aside, and I'll make sure to say, listen, we're transparent here. The key to success is you're not going to go in the chair, get bombarded with a $8,000 treatment plan, wake up, the chair is up, you're out the door, you don't know what the heck the patient, the dentist said to the patient. They're all confused, they're bamboozled, and there's like no trust, and honestly, and I do like this flair, and maybe you could relate, Joe, but Italian people are very transparent. We say what we feel. So if a patient tells me I can't do this, I don't push them to do it. I give them the options that they can do. I tell them what's best for them, but I want them to know that we'll work slow, we'll work consistently, but your needs are the most important needs.
Yeah. Well
Now-
said.
What were we gonna say?
No, I was saying that was exactly that was well said.
Yeah.
That's exactly that's the vibe we were going for.
Yeah.
And with that too, I mean, obviously, because when you obviously do have genuine care and you're connecting with your patients like that, you guys probably get a lot of like therapy right in the offices.
Oh yeah.
like,
Oh, definitely.
just on
Not
the
just from
phone,
patients.
yeah.
We have a lot of therapy within the staff.
what was that like? Like, can you start off and then maybe
Yeah.
finish? Like,
With the patients?
yeah, like, do you feel like do
Um,
you connect with them, or do you feel like they connect with you?
Yeah.
And maybe what I want to know too is it something that you obviously either right now do you see, is it a real thing? When you were maybe younger going to school for it, did you maybe not think it was a thing, and then all of a sudden you're doing it and you're like, wow, this is like a thing?
I think in the beginning I was so nervous about the dentistry aspect of it, about getting comfortable with that I wasn't really focused on that part. But now over the years, as I become more comfortable with doing dentistry, now my main focus is on the patient and making them feel comfortable. You know, a lot of patients coming in have dental anxiety, and it's most likely from past trauma experiences. So I do my best to be very calm, very caring to the patient, make them feel very comfortable so they don't have that kind of trauma in our office.
Dr. Calms is like the calmest person I've ever met. I am not calm, so he's a good balance for me because he kind of likes like, okay, let's bring it down a notch because I get worried that everybody's okay and everybody's happy, but he's calm all day. Like, it takes a lot to get him.
In public.
Yeah, it takes a lot for Dr. G to get his feathers ruffled. That's the type of guy he is. Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, he's a smooth sailor. He just goes with the flow. He really doesn't want any conflict or drama, and he doesn't want to be involved in any of it.
And it's also very important, I may add, the staff that we hire, that they follow that kind of vibe. The rest of the staff, the hygienists, the other doctors here, they're all very genuine, and that's the kind of vibe we're going for with our office.
Yeah, because people are sharing things with you, like they're very vulnerable.
Yes,
they're in a vulnerable
100%.
state with
Yeah.
it's like most of the time, a lot of the things that they have going on in here, they're not talking and telling nobody outside of
That's
there.
right.
Yeah.
So then that probably, like, right there, that trust that they have to be able to be vulnerable with you, and then if you guys, you guys do have that genuine care, like, have you just noticed, like, just people being, like, maybe overly vulnerable with you guys?
Yes.
And, what's your take on that? Are you comfortable with them being vulnerable with you about either their just health issues or other things they have going on? And do you feel like, wow, like I didn't expect or see them to be this open, with me?
Well, I don't want to jump in. He could answer this. I mean, we love vulnerability. We love transparency. We want you to feel comfortable. Yeah. And obviously, this is not an easy setting to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
There has been a few incidences. It was a little much for us. I mean, we're not therapists. We do get a little overwhelmed sometime when somebody's completely unraveling, and we try our best to, guide the situation and keep it calm. But if we feel that it's a case that it's really something where they need, like, to be put under or they need more care, Dr. G is the best. Like, the thing what makes him, like, really, like, a niche market is he knows what he's good at. He's a general dentist. He doesn't do endo. He doesn't do implants. He calls all specialists to come in to do that, to ease people's stress. So he knows his wheelhouse. And right there,
Yes,
it's like,
that's a good point.
it's really helping people understand that we have coverage and specialists and highly educated people in their field, and that makes the experience so much better.
Yeah, and there's actually a lot of dentists out there that try to do everything, and no one could be good at everything. And I think
that's for
that
sure.
is the doctor should be focused on what they're good at. So
Right.
that's why I
mean-
have the specialists do the specialty work.
Right. I
you know?
mean, just like we're not doing like colonoscopies here. Every,
I mean, it depends.
everybody, listen to me. Everybody has specialties.
not.
No, like our specialty is general dentistry. We thrive on it. And he knows, he's smart enough to know, like, listen, I want a specialist placing my implants. I want a periodontist.
And that's the best care for the patient.
Yes.
You know?
And honestly, our specialist, Dr. Noam Solzberg,
Yeah.
our associate, Dr. Jacob Porat, I mean, I don't want to say it's the dream team, but they have the same passion and care that Dr. G does. And that's why he umbrellaed them underneath his practice. So it's not easy to do, but it's being done.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And now you guys are even doing a second location, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
What was that? Like the thoughts of that? Was that something that you wanted to do from the very beginning, or what made you decide to, like, really pull that trigger?
So we basically we capped out at Tenafly. Like we didn't have much space to put anyone else. More patients than wanted coming in, so we decided, what are we going to do? How are we going to accommodate all these patients coming in? Either we can open up a bigger office or open up a second location. We decided on a second location so we can try to, spread our business to other areas. and so that's where we're going.
And honestly, I think that sometimes when you're in the same office with the same people, Joe, and doing the same thing every day, we're like very big on innovation and moving things around and trying new things, and we like to keep it fresh, and we like to always try a new angle. So by us rotating the staff and having a different location and keeping everybody moving, it eliminates a lot of internal issues, and it also opens up our doors for a lot of patient flow. So we thought that this would be a win for us, and we hope it is. So that's what we're waiting to see.
Is there any new ideas or other things that you guys are going to maybe do differently over there than you don't do here? And I know we mentioned maybe events or something. What is...
We're having a special CT scan. For those who don't know what that is, that's a special type of X-ray machine that views things three-dimensionally in their mouths. So we're going to have that equipment there. We're also hiring a endodontist, which is a root canal specialist, and he will be performing out of the Oradell location, and hosting events.
And let's not forget our Botox specialist.
Botox specialist, yeah.
I mean, she's a key component with her own
She's going to be
room,
with us,
keeping
today.
people young forever.
Yeah, that's something we also just started doing about 6 months ago. We started.
Yeah, we got
Botox and lip fillers.
November.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we have a lot of moving parts, and like what Dr. G's specialty is, and honestly, listen, I don't get paid extra for compliments, so I'm just gonna put it out there. He's gonna get one on this whole podcast, and then he could circle back later. Maybe he could take some time to think about something nice to say.
I have some nice to say
I
about
know.
you.
I'm just saying. Sometimes he's a little slower off the draw there, but like. As far as if you're looking for restoration work and cosmetic dentistry, he's the innovator of Bergen County. He knows his stuff. His hands are gentle. It's perfection from the start to the end. Everything comes out the way the patient wants.
Thank you.
Simone can
Literally, yep.
testify. She brought her own mom here. My own family comes here. And his, his biggest compliment and one of his most... I would say hit on, like everybody keeps on repeating the same comment, is he's got the most gentle hands. Nobody knows he's even working. And I think that's a lot of concern because some people are really afraid of the roughness of a dentist and how aggressive they can get when they're doing, lumineers, veneers. So that's the cosmetic end, and the Botox is all Dr. G. And if the patient has any specialty work, we have everybody on deck to accommodate them on that as well. And that's the back end,
I actually want to switch things a little bit. I want to bring it more to like the technical side, right? I want to know like what is some things people don't know. I don't know, where is that phone ringing from? Do we all hear the phone?
One
ringing?
is the
Want to answer that, Simone?
Is it ringing or?
Yeah. I mean,
It's
it's a Sunday and we're still ringing people.
Oh, I was like,
that's how dedicated we are.
Look at that. I love it. But what I want to know is, what if people really don't know? Can you educate them a little bit more on, let's just say veneers. We were talking about veneers, right? What are some things that maybe people don't know about and they always like frequently ask you about them, about when getting them? Because I feel like now it's like you're always seeing them pop up more and more on social media.
Yeah.
And so like kind of like what's your take on and what should people know more about them?
I think people are concerned initially about how much, tooth structure we're removing when doing veneers, but it's very, very little tooth we're actually removing. It's about 0.5 millimeters of tooth structure. And then it totally changes the shape, the color, the alignment, and patients are usually very, very happy after getting veneers. Yeah.
I wouldn't, happy is like putting it lightly. I would say life-changing.
Yeah.
Life-changing.
And we can always customize their smile, make them
Right.
look whatever shape they want their teeth to be in, what kind of color they want it to be in.
People
Yeah.
literally leave your office crying and like hugging you, which I know is a lot, but they're literally that happy because it's, first of all, you wait your whole life if you want to fix something, and this is a big moment. You're a little nervous if it's going to come out the way that you want. You're nervous about the color. You're nervous about the shape. You're nervous about the injections. You're nervous about if he has the skill set. There's a scroll of things that people are nervous about. But with him, it's so seamless and everything's answered before they even go in the room.
Mm-hmm.
People have literally come out of our office crying, saying, like, we can't thank him enough. My life has really, really been altered by this.
Yeah, it's life changing. What the transformation is. Also, too, like what is just a lot of, like I say in the general dentist world, of a lot of things that affects, like your teeth is affecting other things. Like I've learned how, like sometimes it will affect your blood sugar, or like maybe some common things that the average person doesn't know, to maybe help them, inspire them to come by, get their teeth checked out. Like what other things could it be affecting more than just like on a cosmetic look wise?
That's a good question. There's a strong correlation between diabetes and gum disease, and it goes both ways. People who have really bad gum disease, it can affect their diabetes, and people who have diabetes can have also really bad gums. So that's something that many patients are not aware of. There's also a correlation between heart disease and bad gums. So it's like they say, the mouth is the gateway to the body. So you keep your mouth healthy, the rest of your body will also be healthy.
And heart disease.
Yeah, heart disease.
The same plaque and the
blood
same
pressure.
bacteria that they find in your mouth, as a hygienist myself, is correlated to, the plaque in your arteries, and it's all connected. So it's really important. The most important thing is whitening's great, veneers are great. All of this stuff is like beautiful, okay? It's life-changing. But it's just like, you go out, you buy a brand new Mercedes. It's beautiful. It's in mint condition. We restore you, and then you never come back. And, if you don't come back for the maintenance, you're as good as how you maintain the work you put in your body.
Like for cars, you get an oil change once a year.
Right.
It's the same thing with your teeth.
Correct.
You need to get your teeth clean to maintain your teeth.
So we try to explain to people, you made this investment in yourself. Now you have to continue it by just, getting your cleanings, coming back, checking in, making sure everything looks good. And that's a win right there for us, because it's a continual thing,
What does that look like from, like, Dr. G? What's your perspective on someone, at least that, like, standard, like should be your minimum coming in X amount of times a year? Like, what do you feel is like the standard for the average person?
So for the general population, every 6 months, twice a year, they should be coming in for cleanings. People with gum disease, it should be every 3 or 4 months for cleanings, because we need to spend a little more time to clean their gums and make sure their gums are healthy.
Right.
So that's usually the protocol we take with our patients. But at a minimum, people should be coming every 6 months.
Right.
Yeah.
But the 3-month cleanings, if you do have gum disease, is sometimes that some people in their body and their saliva, they produce more tartar, just their genetics. Just like some people have cholesterol, whatnot. And when the tartar sits below the gum line longer than 90 days, that's when it starts eating at the bone. So our job is to intercede so you keep your bone longer, so you don't need to see us as much.
Got it.
Yeah.
Now, with a lot of these other things that are causing, like, a lot of other underlying conditions, right? How reversible is it after getting treatment? Sometimes does it take a lot longer for you guys to do the treatment? I mean, for the underlying issues to get better through treatment, or what's that like? At least on, like, reversing some of those things, like you mentioned, diabetes and heart disease.
So unfortunately, with gum disease, you can't regrow or regenerate the bone or the gums that you lost. The only thing you do is maintain it and prevent it from getting worse. So that's why it's very important you get the treatment and come in for the cleanings. With actual teeth, with cavities, that we can fix so it doesn't get worse. We can restore it. But with gums, which is a separate thing, once you lose bone, once you lose gum, it's very difficult to regenerate. You just have to maintain it from getting worse.
Stabilize it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, too, you see a lot, like, you hear a lot of stories about sometimes people trying to go, other routes to go get dental work, to either go to different countries and things like that.
Ooh.
So, yeah, what's, like, your take? What may be the risks that people are coming into? Have you ever seen someone do something overseas and then come to you to try to fix
it happens all the time.
So can you
I
imagine-
mean,
or-
there's some scary stories out there. I'm sure people have seen botched They've gone to Venezuela, Mexico. They think they're getting everything for, let's say $500 versus 2,000 and, US dollars. You pay for what you get.
Yes.
They're not certified
Yes.
doctors. They didn't go to Columbia like Dr. G and work his butt off and know everything from A to Z, which is a true story. And these people probably learned in their, grandma's backyard and had 10 minutes of training. So what I'm trying to say
Shots fired.
is shots fired, because you're risking your health.
No, a lot of times they come in and they're worse off than how they
Yes.
probably entered.
And we have to
the
fix
situation.
it. They come back.
And it becomes more expensive to fix a problem. It's more expensive than getting it done in the first place the right way.
How so? Can you break it down a little bit more? What's something that they could do, or what's something, a problem that could happen?
So we have patients that get extractions or an implant. Implant's a fake tooth. They go to a different country, they spend, let's say, $600 to get the extraction, the implant all done. Then when the implant fails and it's all
They pull the wrong tooth.
they pull the wrong tooth, they come in.
Yeah.
Then for us to fix the problem, it becomes even more expensive than when they had to fix it the first time.
It's really not safe. That's
Yeah.
a really
Yeah.
good question, Joe, because that's the scariest thing
We see it all the time, actually.
I
Yeah.
mean, we've had people had the wrong teeth taken out. We've had people
But to be honest, though,
yeah.
even within this country in America, we've seen some really botched work that we had to
Well,
fix as well.
That's true statement,
Yeah.
but not overseas
Yeah.
and stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess the healthcare system is a little different. It is a little more, it is definitely cheaper as far as you're saving. We don't have the best system here. Dental insurance hasn't gone up since 1979. One crown is, $1,200. They give you $1,500 for the whole year. That's depressing for people, and we get it. But the most important thing is, I'd rather spend a little more,
Yeah.
be on a payment plan, and be safe with a certified person.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they don't sterilize their instruments.
I think what me and Jenna are saying, and then this is, you get what you pay for, and I always had this saying, cheap is expensive. Cheap is expensive, because in the end, if you get something for cheap, it's going to cost you more money to fix it.
Should I say my saying?
What's your saying?
My saying is, we're the Bloomingdale's of bridges. So he always laughs when I say that, but that is the truest statement. You come here, you get top-notch credit, care, and that's because we actually are certified and sterilized and clean, and
We also guarantee our work, so that's another thing.
Yeah, but I would say our number one thing is guaranteed work. The work is a no-brainer. He's a czar of dental. But what I would say, he really stands out over most. And I have, no extra pay for this, Joe. But I keep on saying that for the people, because I really am not getting extra paid for that. But what I will say, one thing to me that makes us stand out the most, even over another country like we discussed, even over Dr. G's skill set, we really do care. And that to me is worth its, weight in gold. Caring is everything.
Paid a lot for this peg.
Oh, Simone had a comment from the outside. What was that, Simone?
I had a dentist prepare a crown for me, a healthy tooth, and take off so much of my tooth that I'll be lucky if this crown holds, and it's a major problem if somebody is too aggressive with preparing for a crown. And the great thing about Dr. Gamza is that he knows all the newest ways of doing these things, because he's younger and he's fresh out of school, and he knows the newest,
Yeah.
safest ways to do things.
He
that-
says he's older, but he started at 12.
There's a lot of dentists that are older that are to prepare for a crown. They have to basically, take away the integrity of your tooth, and some dentists are still doing this
That's
and
right.
shouldn't be practicing anymore. But
Yeah.
so they might be in the United States and have their license and be doing it, but you can also pay an expensive price by going to somebody that's not
Right.
had the best schooling and not so aggressive. Dr.
Right.
Gams is very gentle, and he's not aggressive at all, and he tries to get you to do the safest thing that's going to protect the integrity of your teeth, which is
And on the price, I mean, he has an Italian office manager who has an empathetic heart. Who I give everything away. I would give your tooth away and a cannoli, but I stop myself because I have so much empathy for people and I want to help everyone. That we're very moderate and fair on price too.
We offer payment plans. For
Oh,
people who can't pay at once.
That's right. I mean, there's people that they have come to me and they said, Jen, what can I do? And I said, honestly, I'll work with you any way I can, and I'll do it longer just so
100%.
we can help them.
What are some things maybe to, the people that, like you said, they're very limited maybe with their insurance, or they just simply can't afford it, and they're out there listening to this and wherever, because this is like a worldwide podcast.
Oh, we're worldwide.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what would you tell people that maybe some things at home, some best practices, some tips that they could do to help either, just at home, like maybe they can't make it to the dentist as frequent. What are some of Dr. G's like, no, you got to do these things at least. This is your bare minimum to do at home.
The bare minimum is brush your teeth twice.
Hold on 1 second. I think the wire might have.
Hello?
Yeah.
There, you're clear.
There you go. Brush your teeth morning and night for 2 minutes at a time. Floss every night. Avoid sugary foods. And just try to avoid snacking throughout the day. That's what I tell my
I'm
patients.
sorry, I'm not trying to laugh, but that was really the most boring instructions you've ever given.
I mean, that's the real instruction. That's what you got to do.
What I would suggest I would suggest something a little different than Dr. G. This is old school, but first of all, I would try to find a dentist eventually, okay? And I would use an electric toothbrush from Costco or BJ's just to buy you some time. I'm a big believer in mouthwashes, like to keep the bacteria count down. So Listerine and just warm water and salt kills bacteria. So if this is something to buy you time, these are the things to do.
But ultimately, you can't buy yourself so much time. You really have to see the dentist.
That's obviously number one. But if they're on, if they're traveling or they need to delay until their health insurance renews, they could use an electric brush. They could just buy time. The key word here is buy time. You need to come to the dentist. But just not eating sugary foods.
Some hostility going.
There's no hostility. But Dr. G said that not to eat sweet foods.
Huh?
Do you have to floss also if you use a water pad?
Flossing is much more important than the water pick, in my opinion. I mean, water pick is good, but flossing is the only way to ensure they get all the food that's stuck between the teeth out. Okay. That's my opinion.
Now, what's your take on Listerine? I've heard. I don't know if
I have a whole spiel about that.
Okay.
Oh God.
Is it? I've heard I should throw out my Listerine, and I should buy certain ones.
Yeah. So many Listerine bottles have alcohol in them. Alcohol destroys everything in your mouth. Why is that a problem? Because there's good bacteria and bad bacteria in your mouth. If it has alcohol in it, that destroys everything. So you need something that keeps the good bacteria while destroying the bad bacteria. So what I would suggest to all my patients is to use the Listerine without alcohol. And that comes, I think, in a purple or yellow bottle. That's the way to do it.
Wait,
the one
hold
with
on.
the less
Do
alcohol?
we have any brands that will send you a check?
No, just Listerine.
Oh.
Listerine has, and actually they realized that, and then they started making their own mouthwashes that have no alcohol in them.
So that's the one we should be looking for.
Yeah,
is
100%.
There's no alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was heard that, and then it's like you.
Or a
always-
bottle of Macallan Scotch before you go to bed.
No, that's the same. That's the same problem.
Same. Yeah.
That might relax you and kill some bacteria at the same time.
We want the good bacteria.
We want the good bacteria. Okay.
Yeah.
So those are like your. Now again, also, how often should we even be using that alcohol-free Listerine?
I think just
Or
once a day.
once a day.
Yeah. That's all.
Before bed or after breakfast?
Before bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why not in the morning?
So the reason why before bed is important is because all the foods and all the snacks you eat throughout the day, overnight it will just sit there, accumulate, and then cause plaque buildup and then cause cavities to form. So actually, I know it's funny, but the more important time to brush your teeth or use floss or to mouthwash is actually at night compared to the morning.
Yeah.
Mm,
Do you ever
interesting.
get lazy, Dr. G, and not brush your teeth before bed?
No.
Are you sure about that?
No.
Oh wow.
Jenny, no, I'm very schedule oriented. So it's going
I have to say,
I can't go to sleep without brushing my teeth.
he is the
tonight.
most disciplined person I've met.
Yeah.
So I admit sometimes I fall asleep without rinsing. I'm not supposed to admit that.
He's
but
like,
he's like
Not
he's
good.
gonna send a text, rinse, 9:00.
now, I guess last question before we get ready to, slowly wrap this up. Toothbrush do you recommend? Do you recommend like the basic old, Dollar Tree toothbrush?
No.
Or the ones that, like I watched this one podcast. Shout out to the Secret to Success podcast. They're literally waiting for this toothbrush brand to send them a check before they tell us about this amazing toothbrush. Supposedly it's like really good. So do you recommend them? Like, should you invest in like a $200 one? It just will like do everything. Or
So that's funny. That brings up a funny story. Before I met Jen, I was using a manual toothbrush. But then
I elevated his life, Joe.
Jen then said, "Why are you using a manual toothbrush? Let's get you in a really good, or was it we use Oral-B?
We use Oral-B Braun. Yes.
Oh, Braun.
Yeah.
So that's the high-end toothbrush, and I personally can tell much big difference in terms of the way it cleans my teeth and how it feels, and it times you, it tells if you're pressing too hard. So I would definitely suggest like a high-end electric toothbrush to clean teeth.
And change your brush head every 3 months, even with an electric toothbrush, because there's bacteria on it.
Yeah.
so you got even those. You
Yeah.
got 3 months.
And
Yeah.
Jen was the one that I thought, honestly, I thought it was a whole mimicking gimmick about the electric toothbrushes. But then Jen's the one that got me into it, and I haven't gone back.
So in school, did they never talk about them, or
We
what?
actually did not discuss that at all in school.
I think because I went to hygiene school,
Yeah,
you
hygiene
went to
school,
dental school.
they more discussed
We're very
it.
like about preventative
Yeah.
and oral hygiene care. And, I said to him, we're taking care of our patients. We're getting them clean. We're doing deep cleanings. How are they going to maintain this? And he really said, Dr. G is a person who has to see things before he recommends them. So he said, I'm going to try this brush at home, and I'm going to see if I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And he liked it. So then he's like, you're permitted to now recommend it to our patients.
So look, if we have anyone that's watching or listening to this
Mm-hmm.
from that team, the Oral-B team, we would just put a little code here, Tenafly Dental 30% off. But no, we don't have that sponsorship. So
We do have Adam, our sales rep, who, by the way, is wanting to join our team as a patient too, because he loves us so much.
So look at that, Adam. So his name's Adam.
Adam, shout
look,
out.
See, your ad, Adam, your ad.
Adam's
could be
the
right
guy.
Here. Yeah, your ad could be right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It is. We're doing. So the last question is, now obviously, right? This is therapy without a degree, but anyone that knows my other brand, Jersey Media, is where we do all the marketing and then social media side of things.
But I have to say, therapy without a degree, right up my alley, because most people who have degrees really need therapy themselves.
We all need a little bit.
Okay.
He's like, damn. No. But I want to know.
No, it's true. Like, I love that this is real people having real discussions about real problems.
Yeah,
And
nice.
a degree doesn't solve a problem. What solves a problem is communication and brainstorming and working together on solving an issue together. So,
Right.
yeah, it's true.
But I want to get into like the social side now. Like, obviously, we're gonna shout out the social medias, but now, you guys, how have you guys been feeling now? A few weeks into being on social, having fun. What's the receptive? What has it been like? Do you feel like now is that something different for you guys now that you are on social a lot more?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's actually a lot of fun. Actually, one of my hygienists told me I should become an actor, and I was like, wow.
True story.
I was like, I never heard that before, but
Let me know. I mean, I don't know if people know. We have a series, so we have the podcast, but then we have a limited.
Do you think we're ready
series.
for reality?
You might be.
Okay, because you're going to be our director. You're like Steven Spielberg.
I might.
the Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, I might put you in the. I'm gonna send you guys the series.
So
intense.
I
It's
have to
intense.
tell you something. I mean, listen, I was never like really like a social media person, like nothing major or crazy. But since we've had this experience with you, a couple things have changed. First of all, it's built team building skills.
Yeah, definitely. The staff has all been into it. They
Yeah,
liked it a lot,
everybody's
yeah.
really into it. It's really showcased a lot of our talents that we wouldn't have been able to get out there. Thank you to you, Joe. We think you're our guy. We love and adore you. And I think it's actually, you know, raised everybody's confidence as far as like, you get exposure so people get to know you.
And also they get to see our genuineness.
Yes.
You know?
Well, they didn't know us. So
Yeah,
from now,
yeah.
like, they know, oh, that's Jen, the office manager, or Dr. G, the dentist. So yeah, it's been a really good experience, and I'm really happy, and I can't wait to share Oradol with everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's the biggest thing, because you know, now with social, like again, they, like you said, they can literally see that now.
Exactly.
Like, you know, yeah, it's on the tagline on the website. It's all that. All of us can do that.
Yeah.
You know, I specialize in marketing. We all
And
could-
look like how our paths crossed.
Yeah.
So like sometimes paths cross in like the most bizarre way, but like when you came out and I said, Dr. G, we won this raffle. Wasn't it like a raffle?
Yeah, I just randomly put together that, and you know, it's like, and again, you know, it was.
Yeah, like
Is
so.
it one of your friends, Jen, that
Yeah,
tagged
one of,
you guys.
this is a shout out to Nicole Kritzman if she's watching, because like she
There's a
like
shout
knows
out.
Joe, she like worships him, and she's like, listen, I'm gonna put your name in. You guys have the coolest practice I've ever seen, and you should be out there. And I'm like, really? Because you know, Dr. G doesn't always like, you know, want to talk every 2 minutes like me, so I didn't want to like overindulge and push, but we're getting there. And the thing is, when you came in, and I was like, you know what, this is cool stuff.
Yeah, it's fun.
You're good at getting people to come out of their shell. You really
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
you're
good.
very
I
chill.
appreciate it. Yeah,
You're
no,
very
this is-
chill.
It's just me, and I try to, you know, obviously create the brands around that personality as well. And I want to showcase that. You know, I love being able to highlight things.
So when
that-
we're in Europe next year, are we allowed to come on the trip
Oh
with you?
yeah, let's go. We all out. We're gonna start doing Jersey Media road trips.
Oh, I like it. I like it. It just can't be on Friday or Saturday.
Team building.
My Shabbos, yeah.
Exactly. we got to still respect that. You
Hey,
know?
let me know whatever day. I'm all right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever.
I honestly see, and everybody's actually commenting like, you guys made us laugh today, or that was a really cute video, or we didn't know you did Botox, like, you know.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
honestly, we've been very blessed and fortunate because we have a lot of supportive people around us that really encourage us. So
Yeah.
we're very, our families, friends, you know, we met Simone, we have a great staff, and they're really supportive of us, and I consider us very lucky. I'm always grateful.
Thank you. Yeah, this has been fun. We're gonna have a round 2 maybe with Simone.
Oh, yeah.
Staff.
Simone, you got to be in this next one.
Yeah, next
Yeah.
time.
But
we're
like
gonna
we
be-
have to think of a topic. We should have like
Botox
a
and
no, but we should have like a question box from patients. What do they want to hear about from us?
That's a good one. I like that.
So like
Jen,
what's
got
right
it.
here? Yeah.
well, like what's next? What do you guys want to know next? Because we want to be here to answer your questions.
Jen,
Oh,
good
Jen's
idea.
good. Jen's good. This is it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
I think I found my calling. I think I'm leaving. I think I'm leaving Dr. G and just gonna do podcast all day.
No, Jen, I need you. Don't do
This is
that.
hilarious. Yo, the most funniest.
Jen, I need you.
Yo,
Dr. G.
the funniest part was we get in, we come over here, and she's like, "We gotta use a microphone."
I haven't used a microphone since '87. I mean, this is big.
87.
I mean, I was like singing Cyndi Lauper in my bedroom with a brush, and now I'm on a real microphone today.
She
So,
asked for it.
and Dr. G's like testing. Yeah, I mean, Dr. G's got his headset on. I'm like, I feel like we're like seriously on like, you know, like Channel 12 or CNN.
CNN.
Any news station. I just feel like, you know, Fox, CNN. I feel
Hey.
like well, this is the real deal right here.
I mean, she wrote the group chat. She was like random too. She was like, "We got to do a podcast." I'm like, "All right, let's do it."
Because, you know, the most important thing to me is I was blessed to find Joe, okay? And I want people to know, like, whatever content he puts out is just, it's raw and real, and
Yeah.
I love it. And then Dr. Gamza, I couldn't have found a better person, like, to work for. Like, really just I call him my Jewish angel.
Wait, and Jen, and to you too.
No, I
You
know, but I
you
have to
know,
say, like, I've never met
Yeah.
like such a sincerely nice
Yeah.
person. So that was a
thank
blessing.
you.
And then we incorporated Simone, who's just been like another angel. And I don't want to use the same term, Jewish angel, but she's
You got two Jewish angels.
yeah. But the thing is like our camaraderie and our drive to help people is something that really you don't see every day.
Not at all. Not at
So.
all. So keep doing it.
Pull it all together.
Yeah.
Jen does pull it together. Yeah.
Well, I have to say, next time we're going to bring Simone in. I think maybe, you know, we should mix it up. Let the audience tell us what they want from us.
Yeah.
Because we want them to know what we're able to do and what we're not able to do.
Yeah, we're going to put a little box here, a little drop box for the next episode.
And a bottle of vodka Dr. G is drinking.
He only
No comment.
I'm not not much of a drinker.
maybe one Corona if we're lucky.
Maybe.
So we got summertime coming up.
Yeah.
But this was fun. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
No, thank you for allowing us to do it right here too in your office. And again, on a Sunday, you know, this was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So
Thanks, Simone. Thanks, Dr. G.
yes,
Thank you.
to the audience in the back. Other than that, this was fun. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Tap in. Make sure you guys follow them. We actually might be making a change in the username, but as of right now, it's Tenafly Dental Associates. But
We might combine the two offices, but we'll still figure it out.
yeah. If you need to find it, go to the Jersey Media page, and you will find it. We blast all the content over there.
And please, any questions about whitening, billing, I don't know, Botox, crowns, veneers, bridges, payment plans, please ask to speak to me. I'll be happy to help you.
Cindy Lauper.
Not Cindy Lauper. That was dating myself a little, but we'll move on from that comment.
Thank you guys. We'll see you guys soon. We out.